This is awesome.
Oh, Clark, hey. Good to see you among the living, man. Check it out. It's the latest talent mix.
Thanks, Pete.
Good to see you all among the living. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Talon Mix. It is a Smallville recap podcast. 2 orders of business. First, we've been gone for a couple of weeks. Life is tough. We will never give up. We will always return. Second, we talked about that for roughly a half hour before I realized I had not been recording the entire time.
Brian, 15 minutes.
15-ish.
Give yourself a break.
Yeah,
It wasn't a half hour.
No.
But we did. You will miss out because we're not going to recreate any of it. It was fine. It wasn't our best work.
No,
it wasn't our worst.
It was getting back into the pace of the thing.
The short version is, you're not going to get rid of us unless you kill both of us, and in which case, no one is going to finish this podcast.
Try it.
But we are determined to finish. If we're ever gone for more than a week, it just means shit's going on, and we will be back.
We'll be back. We'll always come back. Always.
The other thing we talked about, Brian was talking about Princess Bride and how much he likes it, and I was saying, what if Disney bought Princess Bride, made a bunch of shitty streaming services? Then we riffed on that, basically talking about how Star Wars got ruined by them, and then we talked about how we like real sets. We just hit all the classics.
Just
and then
go back and listen to any other episode.
Exactly, yeah. In our Smallville / movie complaining podcast.
Two middle-aged white guys just complaining about the state of modern set design.
Things used to be better. I'm sorry, I have to get political for a second. It's not really political, but it involves an idiot politician. Did you hear the commander-in-chief today said he wants to reopen Alcatraz?
Yeah, I did. I did see that.
The furthest his thoughts ever got was, I wish things were like they were used to when it was better. And that's as far as he's ever thought.
Yes.
Like when I was a kid, there was an Alcatraz prison. We should go back to that. And then it's like, everyone's like, no, the reason they closed it is because it wasn't practical. It was more expensive to bring him all the shit out there. And for this reason and this reason and this. And he's like, but it used to be better.
It used to be better when he just had money and no one was yelling at him. And I also preferred that.
Yes, exactly. We all did. But anyway, so that's basically what our podcast is, but for movies. It was better. And
except
then we talked about
right.
this episode of Smallville. Yes, exactly. And then we said this is a good episode, not a great one, but that it contains all the stuff that I want this show to be on a weekly basis.
It's
got this superhero camp. It's got silliness. It's got soap opera stuff, and it's fun and it's breezy.
In a very good season, in season 4, this is a mid episode. We will take it.
Yes, exactly. But in season 4, we also have to spend 7 or 8 minutes of this episode talking about stones.
In this episode's corner, there is no stones talk.
Yeah.
Do you see
literally scenes of like, have you figured out what the stone story is about yet? No, me either. Yeah. But that's fine.
Did you see Tom Welling appears to be doing just the con circuit, I think. So there's always a new quote from like Smallville star says this just on my feed all the time. Yeah. I think they pay okay. But I was saying there's one storyline that the star of Smallville says he never liked. And it's the fucking red blue blur stuff that we haven't even fully got to yet. And it's Thomas. Do you remember the stones? Do you remember the witches?
Let me tell you something, Brian. He's way fucking off. The red blue blur stuff is when he's basically Superman. They just don't call him Superman, and it's when the show gets fun again. So
I wonder.
He's wrong. It's stupid that they just call him the red blue blur, but I think he's upset because he didn't like playing Superman and putting on costumes and stuff.
Yeah, I also wonder how much of that is also tied to like, I don't know. A lot of my friends have left this fucking show. I'm still doing it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
How much did that bleed into? Either I have to say red blue blur.
Or he's just like someone. Yeah, someone asked me a question at a comic thing. I want to get back to the hotel. What's this thing this season? Yeah, the Red Bull Blur. I was the one. I didn't.
Right.
I remember that.
So this week we watched Siren. It's the 11th episode in the 7th season of Smallville. Just burping as I talk. That's what you come for, right? 7th season of Smallville. It is the 143rd episode overall. It aired February 7th, 2008. Jumping into the recap here, of course, from smallville.fandom.com. Chloe
This, for you at home, this is where we realized we didn't record before. So
Yep.
we're back. This is all new. All new material
Here
now.
we go. Chloe is working late at the Daily Planet, intercepting a file and communicating with someone in an earpiece. That's when I immediately put together, Oliver's back.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Just as she burns the information onto a disc, a mysterious blonde woman appears wearing a leather outfit and fishnet tights. Hachi machi. It is
The very practical choice of wearing heels to fight crime.
I understand it's a superhero show, but as someone who watches a lot of wrestling, it is like this can't be. I also, for the hottest second, I'm not saying I can't express how long it registered in my brain, but I did have a moment where this blonde woman, I was like, is that Greta Gerwig? It wasn't, but it of course isn't, but I lived in a magical world for a second, Zach. That would have changed the tone of this episode. She did some junk. She wasn't always
She was the star of the pilot spinoff of How I Met Your Mother.
She was. I was thinking like this, it's not crazy for her to have been in a show like this.
No.
But yes, that's right. She was the star of the How I Met Your Father that didn't get made.
Yeah, I think it was called How I Met Your Dad.
Got it. Yes, you are correct. I've seen it. It's a perfectly fine bad pilot.
Yeah.
It's not an exception.
I'm glad she's doing what she's... I'm glad that didn't work out and instead we got great movies.
Yes. Yes. And they eventually did make How I Met Your Father starring Hilary Duff. My wife and I painstakingly made our way through the first season, just like we're going to watch the whole damn thing. We're going to get through it. And just why? Why do we do it to ourselves?
They're masochists.
And then
Is it still on?
No, it got canceled after the second season, and I think it got that second season out of mercy. Like, hey, all right, we're going to give this another go. And so second season rolls up, and I'm like, we're going to keep doing it. We're going to watch the whole fucking show. And Emily just goes, I'm not doing it. And I didn't do it with her. So
she's not committed to the bit like you are.
There was an element of, I remember ads for it really trying to like, who's the father? Who's it going to be? Who's the mystery? As if that was ever a thing in the original show. Like, it's not.
Yeah, as if we really gave a fuck.
I especially don't give a fuck on this show. And the original show, it ended up being a lady that they cast later.
Yeah, randomly.
It wasn't like...
It was a framing device.
Yes.
Okay, guys?
It's a hangout sitcom. It was never a mystery, gang. That's one of my mac and cheese comfort food shows, even though I absolutely understand that it is hot garbage.
I never watched it regularly, but I've caught a few here or there, and it's perfectly good on in the background. It
is in no way a challenge. There's not a single challenging element to it. And like Lord and Miller were head writers on it for a while. So like some of the jokes are pretty good sometimes.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah. I think that was an earlier good gig for them. So like it's not completely devoid of jokes as some of those CBS fucking sitcoms of the era definitely were.
Right.
Okay, so this woman in the leather outfit and fishnet tights chases Chloe down, trying to obtain the disc, throwing daggers at her. Another very practical weapon in the. How about a gun? Chloe escapes into the elevator and runs out onto the roof, calling for her rescuer. The woman catches up with her and kicks her legs out from underneath her. Chloe falls hard just as her rescuer arrives. Green Arrow. He and the woman fight, and he pins her to the wall with an arrow. She emits a low, booming scream that dissolves the arrows. He goes to check on Chloe as the woman gets away by rappelling down the building. Green Arrow and Chloe look on in shock and amazement. Should have been Batman, man. Should have been Batman.
This has a similar issue that the 1989 Batman has, which is Black Canary is who the character is going to end up being. Spoiler: the female vigilante who fights with she lobs a jab at Oliver Queen about his tights. He's not wearing tights.
He's not wearing tights. He's wearing a cool post-Matrix leather outfit.
Yeah, you can make fun of that, but he's not wearing tights.
It still looks stupid.
It does. The Joker in the 89 Batman makes a joke about Batman wearing tights, and he's not wearing tights in that either. He's wearing a weird rubber thing.
It still is tight, I'm sure, but it's not tights.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the morning on Kent Farm, and Clark and Lana are unsuccessfully trying to avoid each other in the kitchen. I did think this was actually a pretty good bit of storytelling. Like, even if you missed the entire previous episode, you know that not all is well in the Clark Kent household with Miss Lana Lang. This was a good bit. I didn't have a previously on recap. I was like, oh, right. It's been a couple weeks, but I remember where we are. Good visual storytelling.
Yes. Oh, and I think this is maybe the best work Kristen Kruk has done in years on the show. I thought she was really good this episode.
I agree. I'm still ready to cut it. You know, it's not
yeah, I mean, in terms of her performance, she's given something to play here, and she, for whatever reason, she's really good at playing this kind of guilt, sadness, and like, I don't know how to talk to this fucking guy.
Yes. That's it. Do not let these people guilt you, Lana Lang.
No.
They are still throwing you under the goddamn bus here.
Yes.
I'm not saying you should have miseried a guy, but...
No, but Clark is being a real a-hole about this whole thing.
Absolutely. Oh, right, because he's also still mad about the Bizarro thing.
That's the thing. That's what we're talking about. She's like... Yeah, I'm sorry. I boned the guy who I thought was you.
I thought was you, and oh no, he was nice to me.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, you're right. I should have guessed it wasn't you because he was nice to me.
Yeah, and he wasn't all on his fucking high horse about every little fucking thing.
He seemed like he liked me.
He didn't burst into rooms and start yelling at people as he walked in and accusing them of things.
Okay, so they exchange awkward glances and barely speak. Lana looks annoyed as she leaves for the day. Lois is at work and gets into the elevator with Dina Lance, who is a conservative talk show host. They trade insults back and forth until Dina gives her a copy of The Planet, which mentions that Oliver Queen has returned to Metropolis. Dina looks pleased as Lois looks shocked. You will never guess who this mysterious new person is.
Hey, she has different hair. Obviously, it can't be.
I mean, it's a better fucking disguise than our boy is going to eventually adopt.
His is about the performance.
Of course. Chloe is looking at mugshots, trying to identify her attacker when Clark appears. He has brought her lunch for the third time this week, even though she doesn't really like ham and Swiss. Clark admits that he's been visiting because he can't stand hanging out around his farm, analyzing his relationship with Lana. Go see a movie, Clark. Come on. Get like a hobby.
Or go to Mexico. Go anywhere you want. Go visit Pete.
You could do anything. You can do anything.
You're the fastest. You could be there in a second.
Clark complains about how Lana lived with Bizarro for over a month without knowing it wasn't him, and Chloe points out that Lana is not the same girl she was in high school.
We've gotten that line a couple times.
Yeah. Clark decides he doesn't want to talk about it anymore and abruptly asks if Chloe has located Brainiac. It is the most petty, like, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
And Chloe does have a good barb there of like, yeah, that's why I brought it up.
Sorry I brought it up.
Yeah. Because she, of course, did not. Okay, so he asks if Chloe has located Brainiac, but then notices a large scratch on her face. He looks worried, and Chloe reveals that she's been helping Oliver Queen for extra cash. Clark is upset that Chloe is putting herself in danger, and she admits...
Yeah, he goes, his missions are dangerous. Okay, Clark, my guy.
This is a very well-funded operation doing, like, I think good superhero work.
Yeah. Compared to, can I see the resume of work she did for you? Yep, says here, almost died. Did die. Almost died. Like,
little scratch on the face, not too fucking, that got handled, I think, pretty good.
Mm-hmm. He's like, forget it. I don't care. I'm going to go burst into Oliver's apartment and yell at him.
Clark storms into Queen Tower and yells at Oliver for putting Chloe's life in danger. How dare you? What is up with... So we get this establishing shot of the Queen clock tower. What is that red-blue light on the... That's on... on the establishing shot. The clock is...
Yeah, at some point they changed the colors on the light. On the clock.
For the show? Did the city do that?
I think the city did it, and they just...
You should have just used the fucking footage you had already. Like, what are you doing? It looks bad.
They're mixing it up. It's a different time of year. I don't know.
It looks bad. It looks dumb and bad. And I will fucking die on that hill. Okay.
You gotta write a letter to the city of Vancouver.
I'm gonna do it in 2007. You had that red and blue light on the clock, and I would like a formal apology for a city I was never a permanent resident of.
Clock tower looks like shit.
Looks like fucking shit, dude.
I demand you revert it back to its original colors and make it so that inside is like Oliver Queen's apartment.
And also, I get to live in it. My buddy Zach and I get to live in it, and you give us an Xbox.
That would be a great sitcom. You and me in Metropolis just like rent out that apartment after he's gone, and we just live there. It's like a totally different show, but we're just like, dude, look at this false wall. There's a hidden area back here. Cool. That's where one of us lives. It's like
I'm imagining this you see that Smallville spinoff? Yeah, just two guys who move into like Oliver Queen's apartment, and they do like superhero stuff. No,
because they had the set. That's why they greenlit it, because they just already had the set.
And they just kind of want to like, what do they do? I don't. They mostly play Xbox.
It's like Seinfeld, but in Metropolis.
And there's no fun conflicts. And they both just play Madden, and they're both kind of bad at it.
And they have a podcast about Warrior Angel.
That's a great show. They should fucking... Come on. You're going to do...
I just mentioned Warrior Angel. This episode's going to go through the roof.
There it is. That's where the money is, baby. That Warrior Angel content. In the Oliver Queen apartment sitcom, our podcast is very successful. That's important.
That's the difference. That's how we can afford the Oliver Queen.
Yes, of course. With that Warrior Angel podcast money. Okay, so Clark is yelling at Oliver. Oliver points out that the woman probably wouldn't have killed Chloe, and Chloe is in danger often when she helps Clark. Clark accuses Oliver of only thinking about himself, and Oliver retorts that he is helping people in need, while Clark stays on his farm in domestic bliss. Oh, if only Oliver knew about the cold fucking stares we were getting before. Oh, he doesn't know.
And that's what makes Clark realize, I'm an asshole and I should just be cool.
Clark is chastised and cools down. He asks,
wow, I'm not reading the wiki. I'm
"You
just
just fucking getting it. You got it." You've also seen this episode like what 6 times?
yeah. Justin Hartley basically comes in this scene and goes, "Hi, I'm Justin Hartley. I have more natural charisma than anyone on this show. How's it going?"
Hello, I'm here. It's called chemistry. I have it with everyone.
It should just be him and John Glover solving crimes together.
Yeah,
show.
fuck
I would
yeah.
watch the fuck out of that.
Watch the fuck out of that.
Old cop, young cop.
Yeah.
There's
God
something
damn.
there.
God damn. He asks Oliver about the blonde woman, and Oliver explains that she has a shriek that incapacitates. He says the file belonged to Lex, so he believes the woman is working for him. Indeed, the woman is waiting for Lex in his library. He pays her for the disc, and she tells Lex she encountered Green Arrow. Lex tells her that Green Arrow and his band have been breaking into his company warehouses, and he deserves to go to jail. He offers her more money if she can bring Green Arrow to Lex. Apparently here, I believe what's on this disc, if what I read from the wiki is accurate, this disc involves footage of Kara. It's all kind of over that. And they just cut that out, quote unquote, for time. Definitely not because who fucking cares?
Yeah, they realize it doesn't fucking matter what's on the disc.
It doesn't fucking, no.
They've realized what Hitchcock told us like 50 years before this.
In furthering a storyline that isn't going anywhere.
Yeah. We literally wrote her out of the show for a while because we had no idea.
God, what the fuck happened there, dude? What happened? Series regular. And then
She's coming back.
This is fucking nuts. This is crazy.
Yeah. What? I'm trying to remember exactly how it goes down when she comes back, but I think it's gonna make you happy. It'll be interesting.
Great. Lionel goes to the ISIS Foundation to ask Lana if she knows anything about Lex's involvement in the murder of Grant Gabriel. Lana isn't interested in helping him incriminate Lex, and Lionel reveals that he is aware that Casey Brock died in Lana's care and questions why she told the Phantom all about it, but hasn't told Clark any of this. ISIS stuff, woof.
She does have a good line here where Lionel says, "I've been calling the farm, but no one's been answering. No one's home. No one seems to be home." And she goes, "Or we have caller ID."
Oh,
take that, Lionel. You suck.
Old fuck. You don't know about the current caller ID technology. Dina sneaks into the basement offices and picks the lock on Chloe's desk. She turns on Chloe's cell phone and discovers that her last call was to Oliver Queen. So you were talking on that earpiece just to Oliver Queen's fucking cell phone? That I guess it makes sense, but if you started moonlighting as Batman, Zach, I'd still have you in my phone as Zach, I guess. I guess that's roughly as secure as the fucking U.S. military is now.
Yeah, we would talk over Signal.
Yes.
And sometimes we'd loop in USA Today reporters and Metropolis Daily Planet reporters.
Fucking, whoa, timely. Whoa.
Is the wiki going to talk about Lois and Oliver anytime soon? Because I have to talk about that.
I've got a paragraph about Lana, and then Lois is the first word of the paragraph after that. Lana is reviewing her surveillance tapes on Lex when Clark arrives at the Foundation. He tentatively asks if she has seen the blonde woman on any of her footage, and Lana muses that 2 people have asked her for footage on Lex. It's a good little, like, you all fucking yelled at me. You all yelled at me.
Yeah. And now you want my footage.
She tells him that she hasn't seen the woman, and Clark turns to go. She tells him what happened to Casey Brock. Clark is angry that she's only revealing this because Lionel threatened her, and Lana admits that it was easier telling the Phantom things because he was more affectionate and understanding. Clark is still upset that Lana didn't notice the difference. She and Clark argue because she feels he holds her to impossible standards, while Clark feels like she wants him to be someone else. You should both listen to this fucking vibe.
I thought she was so good in this
She's
season.
great.
All
She's
these
great.
scenes. She's doing really good. She's just so much better at playing whatever's going on in this episode than she is at playing, like secret badass Lana or whatever they try to do with the last couple years with her, or whatever terrible dialogue they've tried to cram in her mouth. She's doing very good this episode.
Yes, for sure. Lois goes to Queen Tower to confront Oliver. He doesn't seem surprised to see her. She slaps him across the face for breaking her heart, and he tells her he prepared dinner for her because he knew she'd come.
Lois, not too broken up about the death of Grant Gabriel.
No, moving right on.
The last guy I dated got shot.
Was that last week? Was that last episode?
I think it was.
Fucking moving right along. Dun, 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 dun.
They broke up on the Christmas episode, which was the last one before the break. And then they wrapped that storyline up last week with Lex, right? With the
that's it, brother.
Lionel, because we had that great music montage at the end of the episode with the Interpol.
Right? Yeah, dude. Yeah, and I'm not saying.
So Lois is like, my last boyfriend, who I was still definitely had feelings for, got shot several times and killed yesterday. But my other boyfriend before that is back in town.
Ready to move on. Hey, that's good. That's healthy. That randomly reminds me of, do you remember the film Avengers Endgame? That little movie that everyone saw.
Is that did they make a sequel to that Sean Connery movie with Ray Fiennes?
And it had Iron Man in it.
There was a 1998 movie called Avengers. I was making a joke there, but go ahead.
Got it. I got you. Uma Thurman was in that, yeah?
Yeah.
British TV show, I think, was it was in that thing where we're just like, if it's from the 60s, we're making it a movie.
Yes, the 90s, baby. Called it the 90s.
But do you remember the talk around spoilers for Avengers Endgame, that movie everybody saw? But Robert Downey Jr. dies and Scarlett Johansson dies. And I remember people being mad that there was a big funeral for Robert Downey Jr. in the film, but there wasn't one for Scarlett Johansson. And like, the big kind of star of these movies, who's kind of retiring from the franchise, and the character who is a smaller role and also still has an upcoming film coming out. No, those will not be treated with the same gravity in the fiction, in the film, because that's not how a movie works, guys.
Right. Right. Also, she was like a secret hero and he was more public facing.
That's it.
When you just to randomly go back to the 90s TV thing.
Yeah.
I remember in the 90s, it was a very similar, like, oh man, they're just rebooting all these old TV shows as movies. They're just remaking them as movies. They got no original ideas. I would fucking kill for that to be what we were doing now, which is like making, if today we were making 90s shows as movies, as big event movies, I would be fucking all for it.
Make a fucking big Friends movie. Recast everybody. Do it.
Right. See, now what they do is they bring all the people back, like wheel them out and make them do a reboot 8-episode bullshit TV show.
Who wants this?
No, what you want to do, recast, make it a movie, make it a big event, and just take the essence of it and do your own thing. That gave us the fucking Fugitive. Come on, man.
Come on, man. One of the greatest of all time.
Addams Family.
Mission Impossible. I don't know if you just said that. Man, there's some good fucking shit came out of that.
No, there's a lot. I think the batting average of those movies was a lot higher than it should have been.
It was a better fucking decade, man. Fucking old ass man over here. I do remember leaving the there was a Disney film, My Favorite Martian, in this era. 60s TV show turned into a film. Christopher Lloyd, Jeff Daniels. I don't remember the movie very well, but I remember walking out of it and my dad telling me that one day you were going to be 30 years old and they were going to make a Power Rangers TV show. Or they were going to make a Power Rangers movie.
It happened.
The year I turned 30. And I'm sitting there in that goddamn theater going, son of a bitch was right. Like,
it's amazing they did a movie. I mean, I think if today they would just do another TV show. Like,
as far as Power Rangers goes, the TV show is still running, I believe. They are still also doing the TV show. It never stopped, is my kind of understanding.
Like, I was going to say, the last, like, great one of those is probably 21 Jump Street. And I doubt they would do that today. Today, they would just do a reboot show of it or something.
Right. And right. And even 21 Jump Street, they're kind of like, oh, it is in the car. But that was a joke, you know?
That was more of a fun joke. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, some of those 90s comedy ones, they did that same thing where they would had the original people pop in or whatever.
Right. And I'm all right with fucking the Ang Lee Hulk movie. Lou Ferrigno and the other guy are security guards and they walk out of thing together. That's fine. Great. Do that all you fucking want, you know? But
yeah.
I don't need to wheel out the oldest fucking dude in the world and just be like, I'm also still the Hulk.
Like that The Fall Guy. I guess that's a TV show they made into a movie recently.
That is true, and it didn't do great. And I think
The Fall Guy was a show that I had never heard of, and that was like way long ago. Like, even it would have made more sense to do it in the 90s.
Right. I think, and I also think it barely kind of acknowledging that it's closer to The Fugitive of like.
Oh yeah, I mean it had the original guy pop up in the post credits sequence.
Oh, got it. Funny.
Yeah, like so they didn't even get him in the actual movie.
How good's The fucking Fugitive, man? That's a movie.
I'm ready to talk about The Fugitive someday. Oh man, it's so good.
All right,
I was watching that recently in a hotel room when I was out of town, and I was like, if they made this today, it would end on a cliffhanger. He wouldn't find the one-armed man. He would still be on the run.
Right.
Because they got to set up a sequel.
We'll make 10 more.
How great is that The Fugitive is a contained story that's over with?
We took a TV show, we turned it into a fucking movie. We turned it into a movie.
And they made a sequel, yes, but it's a whole new story. It's more of a spin-off than anything.
It's just, hey, Tommy Lee Jones is fucking great. Do that again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Then any sort of
if they hadn't have fucked that up, I would have seen 10 more of those movies.
Yeah, right.
The problem is, and just a brief tangent on the U.S. Marshals, the sequel to The Fugitive.
I only saw it one time, and I don't remember.
Is that they make him hunt down another guy who's innocent? Like, if you're switching the perspective for Tommy Lee Jones to be the main character, it's okay if the guy's a bad guy and he's just chasing a real fugitive.
Right.
We don't need every time this guy's after someone, they're actually innocent.
That's not good. That's a real indictment of the U.S. Marshals.
Yeah.
Oh, The Fugitive, though. That's always one of like people who are maybe first getting into film as a hobby, etc. do love to maintain. It all starts with the script. The script is the most important part. Like Fugitive didn't even have one. Come on.
No, they were rewriting that thing as they went.
Yeah,
that thing was a kind of a disaster script wise.
Fucking,
it worked out. Same with Jaws. I mean, they were rewriting the scenes the night before.
A script is like anything. Of like a script can be great. A great script is great. Love when a movie has a great script. It ain't always the most important thing.
No, and I think, but because it has worked out a small fraction of times when there was no script, they are often undervaluing the need for a script. So they're like, we'll figure it out later, and then they get there and they're like, oh, we didn't figure it out. This fucking sucks.
It is. What was it? Is it William Goldman of like a good script is 3 great scenes, no bad ones.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all there is to it. Okay, going back into Oliver Queen's apartment, Lois slaps Oliver across the face for breaking her heart, and he tells her he prepared dinner for her because he knew she'd come. He says he missed her and holds her close. Lois tries to resist, but Oliver tells her she was all he thought about. They start smooching. There's a good Lois line here of because Oliver is of course shirtless, and she says something to the effect of, "If you think you can like hit on me shirtless and you think that's gonna work, you are absolutely right. My boyfriend is dead and you are hot."
It's funny. He's obviously in fantastic shape, but this is kind of like Hugh Jackman in like the first X-Men compared to, because this guy Justin Hartley gets fucking jacked later in his life, and nowadays he's like a fucking shelf. He's just like,
I think he's on CBS now as a big buff guy.
Tracker.
Yeah, right. A real like Jack Reacher attempt. God, I tried to fucking Tangent City over here. What else is new? I tried to watch fucking Reacher, man. Everybody fucking loves Reacher, and I don't know how good like actual like culture people think of Reacher, but it feels like a dad show that every dad loves. I tried. I'm a dad. I like a couple of those books. In an airport kill some time kind of way. Oh God, fucking unwatchable, dude. Fucking unwatchable.
Really?
Oh God.
Why is it unwatchable?
It's just the worst of TV stuff right now, where it's kind of nothing. Gotcha. Richardson, who is Aquaman. So there you go. It's relevant.
That's what I was going to say. That's an interesting connection. So he plays Aquaman in Smallville. They do a spinoff, but he loses out to Justin Hartley.
Yes.
Eventually, he gets a show called Reacher that's a hit, and now Justin Hartley is getting a Reacher knockoff show called Tracker.
Right.
That's funny how
they're
these
linked.
things
They're linked.
travel around.
Alan Richardson was Raphael in the Michael Bay Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies too.
I think that Tracker show is successful though.
I do think it's, which now don't get me wrong. I think on CBS at the right day at 8 o'clock,
right, low bar,
you're gonna get a whatever you put on is gonna get a lot of fucking.
Well, I mean, and the bar is so much lower now for ratings. It's like,
God, yeah, ain't that the truth?
I'm sure the numbers Smallville was getting would be fantastic on CBS.
CBS now, like,
yep. Tracker is in season 2. Just finished currently in season 2, about to finish.
My mom likes it. My mom thinks he is a handsome gentleman and just wants to watch. Handsome gentleman.
I mean, he's got the riz.
He's got it.
Well,
if you got it, you got it. I don't got it. Justin Hartley, though, he got it. Justin Hartley, I cede to you. You have it. I don't.
It sounds like it has been officially renewed for a 3rd season.
Yeah,
Get it, Justin Hartley. Get it.
I wonder that kind of stuff. Like, that stuff is... You want a lot of seasons because then it has value on your Paramount Plus and stuff, where people like big, long-run shows.
Since we ran out of Batman and Superman movies to do during breaks between seasons of this, maybe we start doing like Smallville actors' other pilots that they made afterwards.
Oh, I love that.
So like we could do Tracker, we could do all the crappy Canadian shows that everyone else did.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I also at one point want to do just the other Superman pilots.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun too.
We got stuff. Well, we got plenty of material for breaks.
What if we did like 5, because we usually did like 4 or 5 weeks of break. What if we did 4 or 5 pilots of actors from Smallville's other shows and we picked the winner?
That's it. That's great.
I wonder if there's enough failed pilots that we could do.
Yeah, right.
We'd have to find them though. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. We'll do some research there. We also got a Superman movie coming up sooner than later. That's this year. To add to the Superman.
We're gonna have to cover that.
We're gonna
have to cover that. Full episode.
That's gonna get a full. That should get a full episode treatment like the other ones.
Yes.
It won't have the benefit of the retrospect that the other ones have had.
No.
But I think that needs to become
ready
part of that
for
series.
45 minutes of us complaining about color coding. Just buckle up.
It fucking matters, okay? It matters. I don't care if it has a dog. I want to know, is the dog lit on set?
Look, if you spent $100 million and your movie looked like shit, that would be one thing. But if you're going to spend $400 to $500 million and your movie's going to look like shit, I need some answers. I need to fucking know what happened and why you made that decision.
And why is everyone saying it looks good? Why is everyone's... Are we fucking nuts? They're all saying it looks good.
No, I've heard other people complain too, Brian,
Okay.
but they are shouted down by the crazy people who think it looks good.
And once again, not speaking script, not speaking performance. Like, we have no, it's not talking
it looks
story.
like it could be a fun movie.
Right. We are talking like purely on a photography level. It looks like fucking trash.
Yeah. And I'm hoping that it's just, for some reason on my computer it didn't look good, or...
I saw it I saw Drop, and they had the trailer on it, and I was not stoked.
Oh, man.
Okay, so as they are kissing, Lois sees a blonde woman standing on the balcony. Oliver pushes her to safety, but the woman issues a scream that shatters all of the glass in the apartment. Oliver is knocked out, and Lois sees his Green Arrow gear hanging on the wall. She realizes what it means just as the woman knocks her unconscious. And the fact that Lois's response is anything other than, oh, got it.
2 concussions. Concussion.
Yes, definitely. So she realizes what it means just as the woman knocks her unconscious. She ties them up back to back. Lois is indignant and angry that Oliver never told her about his secret life, but her ranting is cut short by another blow from the woman. Concussion number 2.
Yeah, Lois got 2 concussions in under an hour.
That's bad.
Yeah,
that's not good for your brain. None of the Superman stuff happens. It's just Lois fucking concussed like fever dream.
The next time we go through, we'll have to keep track of everyone's concussions. I'm sure Lex has the most, but it would be, some of these characters are racking them up also.
Yeah, dude. Okay. I'm sure there are lists out there, but I'm not sure everyone considers concussions to the Brian and Zach standard.
I love that, and this is not just Smallville, this is all of TV and most movies, that when people look at concussion as a real option of like, I can hit this person really hard in the head and know that I'm not going to kill them, and that it's just going to,
or that they're not just going to be like, ow, fuck, what the fuck?
Like, it's a guaranteed give them sleepy time for 10 minutes.
Just a guaranteed
That's all it is.
Sleepy time fucking button.
Like, it's the same as anesthesia.
Yeah.
It's like...
That is at Smallville Medical. What they just conk.
We're going to hit you in the back of the head with a stapler. And
what?
You'll come to in about 10 minutes. Wham.
You may not remember who you are anymore, but...
Yeah. There's 3 things will happen. Either you'll get a concussion, you'll die, or you'll be really annoyed because I just hit you in the head and nothing else happened except for the pain.
We hit you over the head with a stapler, and your appendix is gone. It was supposed to be your left leg, but, you don't remember anyway because of the concussion. Okay. Oliver tries to discern why the woman is after him, and she reveals that she is working to end his terrorism. Oliver realizes that she is mistaken and tries to explain that he doesn't hurt people and Lex's factories are not benign. She doesn't believe him and calls Lex on her phone. She tells him that she'll deliver the goods after the money transfer goes through. Yeah, I did feel I understand Lois has to do the kind of, you're the Green Arrow? I'm so shocked and mad. But it was sort of like, fuck, come on, babe. Let's keep up. Come on.
Yeah. I think it's hard to remember because she finds out about Clark's secret like 25 times, but then forgets. But the time she actually finds out, I don't think she's super blown away by it. because she's probably like, "Ah, fuck,
Got
yeah."
it. Got it.
That would be the
Fuck.
reaction. Like that would be the reaction in real life, even if that's not in the show. I can't remember. It would be like, "Oh, I'm an idiot."
It's Emily
Gosh
and I will
darn it.
sometimes articulate the feeling of, it's not that I didn't know that, I just never thought to articulate it to myself. And like, that's where you have to be, you know?
Yeah.
um,
But Lex, at this point, like, what more do you need?
What
to know,
more
buddy?
do what else is there to tell? Clark goes back to the planet to apologize to Chloe for yelling at her. Chloe tells him that she can't find anything about the woman who attacked her, and Clark reveals that Lana actually picked up a transfer from Lex by hacking into LuthorCorp's servers. Chloe then realizes that the woman used the same strategy to intercept her information. They look up who accessed the planet's servers, and the only name that comes up is Dina Lance. Clark dismisses her because she's not blonde.
Oh, Clark, buddy.
My guy, my dude.
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
But Chloe uses the
You have
computer.
X-ray vision.
Yeah.
Quick.
But Chloe, hair cannot be changed. That is. You see, yeah, you know, you cut. Look, see, you cut my hair. You break scissors immediately. That's not everybody, huh? That's shit. Okay, got it. Whoa, still learning new stuff. What do you know? Clark and Chloe Clark dismisses her because she's not blonde. Chloe uses the computer to change her appearance, which matches Chloe's attacker.
Love it. What program is
Yeah,
this
right?
that she's using? She like clicks a few keys and then the picture changes to this new picture. Like, that's not how Photoshop works.
That's not how
You gotta be
anything.
dragging the mouse at some point.
I feel like even in 2007, we're going, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Clark and Chloe decide to call her Black Canary. Chloe hacks into Dina's access, and they discover that she has a transfer in progress. Speaking of that, I don't think I fucking love this 2000 superhero trope where, like, every superhero has to get their name from somewhere else. It can't just be like, yeah, I don't know. That's what I called it. It's cool.
Right, yeah.
It's a real Zack Snyder, like, he's a Superman. And that's what we'll call him in the newspapers. I'm like, oh, well, I guess if that's what you know me as. It's like, just call yourself fucking Superman, bitch.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, Nolan didn't even do that. Nolan was like, oh, he named himself Batman. I'm Batman.
He's the Batman.
I'm Batman. I named myself Batman.
I think Nolan still got a little bit into it. Of Scarecrow was never, like, formally Scarecrow, I think, right?
Right, with the villains, he was a little more, yeah. That's
Right.
true. I mean, the Joker.
Joker's the Joker.
Yeah,
Actually, and then
calls himself the or no.
Killian Murphy
he's a
calls
Paul
himself
Dark.
Scarecrow too. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It's one of the lesser offenders. I don't think. What about X-Men? Does X-Men use the silly names? Just he call.
Two-Face even has the nickname Harvey Two-Face.
Yeah. That one's
X-Men?
messing around a little bit.
No, X-Men is not shy at all about their silly superhero names.
They got okay. They got a no. You're right. They got a little post-Matrixy with the outfits, but that was it.
Even in the first movie, I mean, I guess they make fun of it, but like Wolverine's like, Magneto, what do they call you? Wheels? It's like,
It's a good movie.
It is.
Okay, so they stop to Chloe hacks into Dina's access, and they discover that she has a transfer in progress. This is her bank account. I'm not sure why they wrote it this way. They stop it to draw her out. Black Canary appears shortly afterward, and Clark also tries to explain that Green Arrow is a good guy, and Lex is deceiving her. She reveals that she knows Oliver Queen is Green Arrow and refuses to tell him where Oliver is. She tries to kick Clark but slides across the floor. They fight until she emits a scream that incapacitates Clark, causing his ears to bleed. Lana is waiting for Lionel in his office. She tells him that she isn't looking for evidence against Lex and says she told Clark everything and intends to do so in the future. Lionel questions the part of Lana that wanted to bring Lex to justice at all costs, but Lana claims that Clark pulled back from that. Lionel doesn't believe that Lana has anybody's best interest at heart, but Lana believes Lex can destroy anyone, including Lionel. God, John Glover MVP all the time.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think we only have a handful more episodes. Maybe 2 or 3.
Forever? Is he going?
He goes. He does come back in the final season for a spell, but it's not quite the same.
Fuck, man. Man, when I said we need to cut some dead weight, I wasn't talking about Lionel.
No, he goes, then Lana goes, then Lex goes. And then we have like the Phoenix, we are reborn.
I don't think I realized we were losing Lionel. That sucks.
Oh, I mean, you can't have Lionel without Lex, right?
I guess that's true.
I mean, you could. You absolutely could, and it would still be great. But
it's funny, all these storylines that I remember remembering is more fleshed out than they ultimately ended up being. Remember when like Lionel was kind of Jor-El for a bit?
He still kind of is. Kind of. He'll come back.
All right.
He's an emissary.
Yeah. Okay, so Clark and Chloe find Lois alone, still tied up at Queen Tower. The floor is still covered in glass. Lois explains that when she regained consciousness, Oliver and the woman were gone. Couple paragraphs left. Black Canary meets Lex in the library and tells him that she has doubts the Green Arrow is evil. Yeah, wow, the library is a different set than the...
Oh, yeah, Lex's library, not at the public library.
Right. Right.
The librarian tells them to be quiet. It's a library.
Wiki, you're slipping this week. You're slipping. Okay. Tells him she has doubts the Green Arrow is evil. She has learned that Lex's companies were not legit and realized that Lex never intended to hand him over to the police. Lex shoots her in the shoulder, demanding to know where Green Arrow is. Green Arrow appears and the two have an intense battle. Clark arrives in the middle of it and is able to knock away Lex's bullet and speed Black Canary out of the confrontation, thus defeating her and knocking her unconscious. Lex is left stabbed by one of her daggers and Green Arrow calmly exits. I feel like the wiki here is missing a key visual here that makes this confrontation interesting.
Yes.
Clark is moving quick.
You're going to say the same thing. Yeah, the same thing I was going to say.
Yeah. Clark is moving in slow motion. A bullet is kind of moving Matrix style towards Black Canary, and one of Black Canary's daggers is moving towards Lex. Clark gives a little look towards the knife, then towards the bullet, makes the decision to save Black Canary, and doesn't look like he feels too complex about letting Lex get stabbed.
No, yeah. And it's a really interesting beat, because does he look at it and say, that's not going to kill him, that'll wing him? Or does he say, fuck it,
I'm going to let what happens.
Yeah, I think a little bit of both. But in the past, he would have stopped both.
He would have pulled it out. He would have pulled it out. Yeah.
He would have done the laser vision on one of them or something. But in this one, he looks at it. He thinks for a second. He's like, nope, fuck that guy.
I don't have to save you.
It's great. I loved that.
It's good.
What I loved even more was that the knife, which was not launched out of a cannon, it was just thrown by a human being, launches Lex 15 feet across the room and he slams into the wall. I'm not exaggerating. It looks like he got shot with a cannonball and fired across the room. It's insane.
That's funny. I didn't clock that.
Oh, rewatch it just for your own enjoyment. I'm telling you.
Amazing.
It's nuts.
Oliver is trying to clean up the mess in his loft when Lois comes to visit. She apologizes for her reaction to learning his secret. She tells him that she understands that she was trying to protect her. Oliver asks if she would consider trying to make the relationship work, but Lois tearfully says that it would be impossible. She wouldn't be able to share him with the world and would wonder where he is every night. You had mentioned that an upcoming Nietzsche line was like a real fucking.
Egregious.
And I'm thinking it's in that scene, and I'm like, yeah, no, don't get me wrong, this is on the nose. He's like, I can't date a superhero, but like, I'm like, we've done this before. I don't think this is that fucking bad. Oh,
just wait.
Oh. Okay. She wouldn't be able to share him with the world and wonder where he is every night. Later that night, Clark goes to visit Lois. Lois says she thought Grant would help her get over Ollie, but that she's still in love with him. So thankfully, he's dead. Clark suggests they give it a chance, even if it's challenging. Lois explains that she always felt abandoned by her father's call of duty as a soldier first and a father second. She believes that she wouldn't be able to be with Oliver because she could not compete with his greater destiny and always be left behind. She begins to cry, and Clark offers a comforting hug. Good Erica Durance work here, and I also thought this is an interesting sentiment going into their potential love storyline in the future.
What's interesting is I thought everyone in this episode is firing on all cylinders except for Tom Welling. Throughout most of the episode, I felt like he struggled. Everyone else was doing good work, and he couldn't quite live up to it, except for this scene with Erica Durance. He comes alive.
It's good. It's good.
They fucking have chemistry. And he does really well here, and it's a great. We're nudging them closer together in a romantic way.
Fucking pull the goddamn trigger. Pull the goddamn trigger.
But I like that we're doing a slight pivot. It's not major. Lana and Clark are having trouble, and Lois and Clark are getting a little more buddy.
Right.
And she is also articulating a problem that they will have in the future with, what she's playing out with Oliver right now. Not only does it reflect on Clark's relationship with Lana in this episode, but long term, this is a problem he's going to struggle with Lois.
Fucking good. Good. Fucking
good.
Shit.
This is good prequel silliness.
Yes.
Good.
Yes. And good long-term storytelling.
Oh, also, Lois has a Clockwork Orange poster in her apartment.
Whoa.
I'm not buying that for Lois. She does not seem like someone who would be into Clockwork Orange.
I could see her having a little Kubrick kick. Come on.
I could see Dr. Strangelove.
Sure.
Because of the military or Full Metal Jacket.
All good thoughts. Clark meets Oliver on the roof of the planet. Here it is, baby. They have been summoned by Dina, who apologizes. She declares that she will stick to her day job, and Oliver offers her a position on his hero team. She appears to consider it, and they leave together. Hero team!
You know what's interesting, before you get to the Nietzsche line, is they appear to be setting up the future romance of Oliver Queen and Black Canary, because in the comic, I guess they get married or some shit. Or
funny!
Together.
I didn't know that.
But it never happens in the show.
But
at the end of the episode, they're kind of walking off together and banter. I'm sure at this point they weren't. They didn't know he was going to come back as a regular and end up with someone else on the show or whatever.
Right. That makes sense. So we have a conversation here between Clark and Oliver. Do you remember the line off the top of your head, or do I have to approximate it?
I mean, mine would be an approximation too, but Clark says maybe Lois will change her mind or something. They're talking about Lois and that situation, and Clark's like, maybe she'll get over it or something like that. And Oliver Queen says,
the Earth would have to split open and go back, and then she would have to go back in time.
Says, you mean when the Earth cracks open and time moves backwards? I don't think so.
Hey, what the fuck was that, man?
Now, look, in the world that we live in, that is a clear nod to the film Superman, the movie, wherein the Earth cracks open due to earthquake and caused by the missile or whatever the fuck.
We talk about it at length in our Superman, the movie episode that you can go back to.
Yes, go listen to it. And Clark has to move the Earth backwards to move time backwards, because that's how that works. And
prove to me it doesn't work that way.
I can't.
Yeah.
And bitch. So to us, that makes sense as a nod to that. But in the world of Smallville, that is a nonsense gibberish sentence this man just said to Clark.
Why did you say that, Oliver?
Why did you say those
Why did you put
words?
those words together like that, Oliver? Hey, Oliver? What are you talking about, man? What?
That'd be like if you said to Zach, maybe your girlfriend will forgive you, and I'd be like, well, you mean when a mountain grows devil horns and a monkey shits in a bed? You'd be like, what? Does that is that a saying?
Is that a saying? Is that gonna what?
What are you talking about?
Are you?
I think that concussion really got to Oliver. Did you hear what he said to me earlier? Talking about the earth cracking open and time moving backwards. I was just talking about his girlfriend. It was weird.
Fucking amazing. Yeah, that is the most egregious Nietzsche line.
Nietzsche lines
ever.
are usually groaners.
Yeah.
But they at least have some generally like relevance to what they're talking about. It's like it's an excusable, like, oh, someone could say that and get away with it in a conversation. This is like, what? That would stop the conversation cold.
The fuck did you just say?
What? You might as well look into the camera when you're saying it, buddy.
Is that a thing you're worried about? Yeah, he might as well. Like from that movie.
From that Warrior Angel movie.
That's it. That's Zach. That's it. Warrior Angel came out that summer, and it was a big hit. Clark arrives home to find Lana packing. She says she is going to stay with Chloe for a few days. Just as she is walking out, Clark blurts that he stole a Lamborghini once. He tells her that he's far from perfect, and Lana says she is still committed to him, but she doubts that Clark thinks that they will end up together. Clark admits he doesn't know the future, but wants them to be able to trust each other again. I will say here, the dramatic irony, the bittersweetness of like, no, we know the two of you don't end up together, could be a lot of fun if this storyline was not running on fucking fumes.
Yeah. Like I said, I was shocked with how well it worked for me, given how much fumes it is running on.
Oh, no. Like, this episode's good, but I'm just talking broader over, like, longer term.
He does something in this scene that where he says, Lana, I don't know if we're going to end up together, but like, I know that I love you and all this stuff. And when he said that, I was like, I've said that line to people I've dated in the past, and it did not.
They never,
go over
chicks
well.
Never like that.
It did not. They did not appreciate it. Like, and I'm an idiot. I thought it was like honesty is the best. Like, I was like, look, I can't see the future, but obviously I want it to work out. No, that's not what they want to hear.
I learned the hard way. You don't fucking say that.
You say, no, I'm sure we're going to end up together.
No, girls get real mad at you when you say that.
They think it means that you're looking to get out of it. I'm in this 100%. I'm just like, shit happens. I'm a child of divorce. I know these things don't necessarily last forever.
Fucking
like, no, we don't.
There is a thing as like, and I've learned it time and time again, never a lesson that I find applicable, but like, don't be honest. Don't say, all the time, my wife and I talk about it. I'm like, this kind of thing that we're all thinking, and everyone's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
And I'm like, well, like, I assume since we're not married and not engaged, you were in the same mindset of, hey, this could not work out someday. We're trying, but the future, neither of us is 100% because we're not married or engaged.
Right. There's comes a time to eventually be like, is this 100%?
Right. Totally. But I'm like, I'm just being straight up. Like, and it's not like I have doubts about us. Like, if I had major doubts, we wouldn't be together. It's like,
right.
But shit happens. I don't know. Fuck, what, dude?
Right.
Just being real. And no, that's not what anyone wants to hear, apparently. You just got to say, no, we're going to end up together and have kids and be happy and everything will be great.
That's it. Chicks, man. Women be shopping.
Yeah.
My wife and I have, having left New York, having left kind of the alt comedy hole that we've spent a large majority of our lives and careers in, really realizing how different mainstream comedy is to what we consider comedy.
Yeah.
And it still really is. Like, I watched like a more mainstream like Netflix special, and I didn't realize how like, oh no, I really am into like alt quote unquote shit, because it is still a lot of fucking like, I hate my bitch wife.
Gosh. Yeah. Yep. Things are different and it's funny.
Yeah.
Things are different than when I grew up.
Fucking woof, dude. I say on my podcast where I just complain about cinematography. What in between reading reading
And by the
Smallville
way,
Wiki.
but just to be clear, our comedy about what happened in our past relationships or whatever was making fun of us. I was making fun of myself for being an idiot who thought saying I don't know was the good way to go.
It was not.
It was not.
It was not.
And I learned my lesson.
Dishonesty. There you go. Now everybody knows. Featured music this episode, 1122 by Buddy. That's God, fuck. Bring back the needle drops. Bring back the real fucking needle drops, man. Deleted scenes. Lois makes a joke to Clark. He interns. No, this is boring. Okay, the item that Black Canary got for Lex was revealed to be footage showing Kara at a strip mall in Detroit. According to commentary, the scene was removed for time.
And no one gave a fuck.
And no one gave a shit. No Jimmy Olsen this episode. No Kara Kent. This is the only episode where Lana is seen wearing reading glasses. And as silly as that seems to be to point out, I did clock it. Glasses. Strange.
Well, as people get older, their eyesight deteriorates, Brian.
As it goes. So it goes. This is the first time Lex shows up at the Daily Planet.
Wait.
Oh, wait, sorry. This episode represents the first appearance of Lex Luthor's office at the Daily Planet. Sorry.
Okay.
When Black Canary uses her sonic scream against Clark, they're in front of a Daily Planet office labeled Lex Luthor, CEO.
No cameras in the Daily Planet
to
capture this fight of superheroes.
Dina Lance is Smallville's version of the comics character Black Canary. She wears Black Canary shirt, and they call her Black Canary, and they just call her Black Canary. In the comics, Black Canary and Green Arrow got married after a long courtship, though the marriage eventually ends in divorce.
Probably because all there was like, look, I don't know if we're going to end up together.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, I know that we're...
That's bad to say after you're married. That's really not.
Yeah, that's a mistake. Clearly, I wouldn't do that. What an idiot.
I also love in these fucking... I love the idea of these comic book characters who are not even like A tier, B. These are C tier characters. What kind of stories do they get? Divorce. What's Green Arrow up to this week? I don't know. Going through a tumultuous fucking divorce. She wants this fucking thing, but it's mine. Yeah. It's fucking mine.
And his ex are going on Judge Judy. Yeah.
Alimony is theft.
They have a fucking Amber Heard, Johnny Depp trial.
Just I thought he was gonna like get a bad guy with his bow and arrow. No. Okay. Erica Durrance was asked if Lois would be in tears when meeting Oliver again. Erica responded that she would slap Oliver in the face, which is why Lois greeted him in the manner she did. I don't know what that is in reference to. This episode marks the final time Michael Rosenbaum and Justin Hartley share a scene together. That's interesting. And I guess that's everything. Good episode.
Yes, this is the second good episode in a row. And then this episode made me realize, oh yeah, I like these characters.
Right. Right.
Right? Like it's not a great episode, but I was like, oh, this is the show.
This is an adventure of my friends. My friends have an adventure this episode.
And if my memory serves me, the positive trend continues next week. We get, Brian, a movie knockoff.
Oh, baby.
Buckle up. It's a movie. It's a ripoff of a movie that starred Jennifer Lopez.
Baby.
Now, if you think about it for a second, if you can't guess it, I will reveal it in my question to the Smallville gods.
It's I knowing nothing, the first thing that came to my mind was The Cell, a movie I have not seen.
It's The Cell,
God
baby.
damn, I'll have to watch The Cell this week, I guess. I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either, but I know what it's about, and I know this episode is a knockoff of The Cell, but I remember it being good. So
okay,
we'll see.
Funny, I don't know why that was. I mean, I guess like for a sci-fi TV show, it's probably not going to be made,
it wasn't made in Manhattan. Yeah.
All right, that's
I guess they could have done Out of Sight.
Yeah,
but like Lois gets blocked in a trunk with Oliver or something.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We will be back next week. Zach, do you have a question for the Smallville gods?
I was just gonna say, is the next episode going to be a knockoff of The Cell? Was going to be my question.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah!